The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers.
Welcome to Show and Tell with Matt Cruz. That's me. I'm Matt Cruz. I'm sure you can't tell with all the hair because usually I'm totally clean shaven, bald, except for the goatee. Anyway, I digress. Today, welcome to the show. If you have a collection, if you have a talent, if you have something really cool that you would like to show and tell, I would love to have you on the show. Please email me, matt@edgeletterrock.com, and we'll get you on. Today, we're going to be talking to Mike Tinnell. Mike is a great guy. He is a huge, massive fan of Transformers and has a great Transformer collection, even a Transformer tattoo we may ask him to take a look at. But Mike is also the mastermind behind what was the Little Rock Comic Con, which has now since changed to the Saline County Comic Expo. So there is plans in the works right now to have the Saline County Comic Expo here in the next few weeks. So we're going to get down to it, ask Mike about that, where and when, all that good stuff, and then check out his Transformers collection. Mike Tinnell, where and when is the Saline County Comic Expo going to take place?
We're at the Benton Event Center still in Benton, and our postponed date is June 13th, 14th.
But it's going to be the same old Comic Con, just you have to do it a little bit different, right?
Yeah, we've worked on the guidelines that they provided us, and I feel like that we've gone beyond what they want as far as distancing. You know, they say 6 feet. We've gone anywhere from 14 to 18 feet in between spaces where there's plenty of walk room. I mean, the whole venue is going to be changed completely from years past on as far as entry, exit, distancing. So, I mean, we're taking it seriously because we want this event to happen, and we're showing the Department of Health on how we can do it safely and, follow all the guidelines as they're providing to us.
So you're on a Show and Tell with Matt Cruz today because you have a very large, you're totally into Transformers, yes. Which we know that Transformers more than meets the eye, and they Autobots battle the Decepticons, right?
You trying to give me this thing the theme song? Is that what you're trying to do? No.
Because don't we all know it? Transformers more than meets the eye.
We should know it by now, as old as we are.
Right. So when I was little, I always wanted Transformers, but my mom and dad always bought me GoBots. Tell everyone what's the difference between GoBots and Transformers.
Transformers is like the high-end cheese at the restaurant, and GoBots was trash.
So my mom and dad was buying me trash. That's great.
Well, to be honest with you, when I was a kid, I had Transformers and GoBots. So I really can't say too. I had GoBots. I mean, they're both pretty cool. I mean, when you're a kid in the '80s, you're just thinking these little transforming robots, and they were awesome.
Right.
Great cool toys to have, and they had so many different, just so many different things. Now, granted, the size comparison scale was horribly wrong, but I mean, They were cool to have, like little tape decks and trucks that transformed into robots.
Oh man, when I was little, I wanted the Megatron gun because I knew that thing. I mean, it was made out of metal. It was heavy. It was good. And I had these little sucky GoBots. Anyway, you have a couple of Transformer items. I know you have a big collection, so you have a couple items you want to show us today that are rare or hard to get, or what?
Well, a lot of my collection, I have a lot of reissues, which are from G1 aspects and stuff like that. But not a lot of my collection, but a good portion of my collection that I'm proud of is there was a convention called BotCon, and it focused on other storylines and other collectibles that you could only get through them. One of the items I have here, which I guess I'll just turn my phone if you can see that too well. This here, it might be hard to see. I don't know why I'm trying to make sure I get it all. What it is, this came out in 2006. and it's a pre-Beast Wars Megatron, and there was only 450 of these ever made.
Oh, wow.
And it's made after a different mold, but it has the Megatron head, the colors. It was very. It was at first it wasn't hard to get, but now it became extremely hard, extremely rare to get. Currently, there's one up on eBay. It's bidded up at last I looked, it was at $800.
Holy moly!
Now, hold on. Now, the last one that went like 2 weeks ago was sealed in the bag with the other figure that came, which was a little small airplane. It went for over $3,500.
Damn.
So when
That's
people
toys.
So there are retail toys, and then there are like extremely rare collectible toys.
Right.
This one here, I mean, I forked out right at $900 for it a couple months ago. So I mean, now I'm happy with it. I mean, it's one of those, throwing the word Grail out there to some collectors is kind of like the wrong word. They're like, that's not a Grail, but to me, that's a Grail. I like it. So I mean, and it's an extremely hard and rare piece to come by. You usually have to go to eBay for something like that. This one here is a pre-production sample of Tarantulas. As you can see, he's kind of like a light blue.
Right.
Well, when the official toy came out, which of course it's in combiner mode, it was black instead of blue. What it is that these were samples that came from China to the Collectors Club, and they were like, okay, this is what we want to change. So they had I think it was 12 of those, and they sold them on the side after they, folded and everything. So there's only
right.
To my understanding, there's only 12 of these in this color scheme, and that's it.
Wow. So what else you got to show us?
All right, so as you can see on this top shelf, that was a lot of the stuff that was. A lot of this is pre-production. When you see doubles up there,
right,
one is a regular version, and then the other one is the pre-production, which means there's a slight altercation or just a stamp on the head.
Oh, wow.
Stuff of this nature here. This here again is Collector Club Bacon stuff. There's some figures in here. Like the big one in the back with the two cannons standing up Megatron.
Right.
That's an easy $800 to $1,000 piece.
Wow.
The purple Optimus Prime, that's about a $400 to $500 piece. Then down here is part of my Beast Wars collection. I'm really heavy into Beast Wars, and some of these are collector items or problems with figures. Like this one here is a pink variant that was done by mistake by Hasbro and actually hit some of the store shelves.
Wow.
That there is probably about a $100 figure.
How do they make a mistake like that and then put it out?
They, if I remember correctly, they had mixed the colors wrong on the chrome paint, on the dot paint part of it, and so it wasn't like 5 or 6. It was a few hundred, maybe 1,000 or so, but it's whether you can find them or not in good condition still.
Right, gotcha.
More of these here. Like I said, there's a lot of some Collectors Club stuff mixed in here. I mean, I just have,
That's a huge selection.
Oh, this
What's
is just
the large one at the bottom?
Let's see. This one here is Predaking, the big orange and yellow one. This here is one of the versions of Fort Max, Tripicon, and these are all newer stuff that they put out in the last few years.
Right.
I got another Fort Max over here, Devastator. Now, some of these figures here on the bottom shelf were custom class figures that I put together during
cool.
Then let's see. Then Metroplex, Omega Supreme, just so much plastic crack is what it amounts to.
Wow.
And then over here, this is another case just full of Transformers.
How often do you transform them and play with them?
Not very often at all. When I get them, I might transform them one or twice.
Right.
Then they go into the case, and that's pretty much where they stay at.
Gotcha. That was one thing as a kid, when I was little and I got to play with Transformers. Some of them were really hard to transform back and forth.
The G1 aspects weren't as bad, but when you get to a lot of the Bayverse stuff, in my opinion, I thought was extremely hard, which is, the movie stuff.
Right.
I really had, sadly, being in my 30s at the time, having a hard time reading instructions and trying to, see if I was doing it correctly or not. And now, currently the stuff they have now has gotten a lot easier over the years. And like I said, I take it out. I might transform it one or twice, and then I'll put it away. It's been a lot of my life over the years of, being in my 40s and still playing with toys.
Hey, I do too. It's okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like you want to go to one of those AA meetings, like I have a plastic crack edition.
Right.
Yeah. You say your name there all the time. But yeah, like I said, I walked around this whole room, and this room here was originally a single car garage that was converted to an extra room. And when we first moved in this house 10 years ago, I had an extremely small collection, and it has mutated over the years drastically.
Well, it's quite an awesome looking collection you got there, man.
I got a lot of stuff. More than
I'm looking forward.
I should have.
Man, it was great speaking with Mike and seeing his collection of Transformers. I forgot to ask him about the Transformer tattoo, but you can ask him about it and ask him to see it when you go to the Saline County Comic Expo that is going to be taking place on June 13th and 14th. And I tell you, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. As of right now, I have plans to be doing my Saturday show on 100.3 The Edge from the Comic Expo. So I'll see you there. And, as always, if you have a collection, a talent, or something cool with a great story, I want you on the show on Show and Tell with Matt Cruz. So email me, matt@edgeletterrock.com. Until next time, stay healthy, and I'll see you at the Comic Expo.
I did that.